I'm sorry I missed today's typical uh, 2 p.m. live stream window. Today was a get up and do stuff day, and we were out longer than anticipated. So I figured it would be a good idea to go live tonight. And perhaps with school going on and everything, 2 p.m. just may not work for everybody. So I might consider doing evening live streams instead. But let me know what works for you. If there's a particular day of the week where it's your chill out day, it's just a day for yourself or your day off, let me know what days work best for you. Today, we are taking a look at some crackle marbles. If you don't know what those are, let me pull some in. And I am wearing gloves just because it is on the chillier side in the house today. But these are the crackle marbles. You get this by tossing regular dollar store marbles that have a dome lid, or not a lid, but a dome surface. They're usually sometimes used for decorations or even in fish tanks. Focus, thank you. You take flat marbles like these and you pop them in the oven. After that, they go straight into an ice bath, and that creates the shattered effect. Social media and just Google searches like to call these crackle marbles or even fried marbles. To me, they look like they've been shattered, so I will be referring to them as shattered marbles from here on. But yeah, anybody can make these. It's super easy. And what you want to do is you want to grab yourself a bag of marbles, or also known as glass gems. You can go with clear ones, or I've got some colored ones here. There's also some frosted ones in the bag. Then after that, you want to grab a heat-safe tin that will be used for crafts only. This is glass, so there is the potential for the glass to break, chip, shatter, and you don't want that getting into the things that you use for your food. Once you have put them in the oven, you want to space them out accordingly and make sure they're not uh, jumbled up on top of each other. That way the heat can get to them all. Hello, Anthony. Thank you so much for joining us. We're just taking a look at some crackle marbles. You can't find ones like these in the store. These are ones that you just toss in the oven yourself. I get my supply from the dollar store. It's great, and I also turn them into pendants like this. Muffin, excuse you. These are glass fish marbles that I turn into necklace pendants. The frosty ones have to be my favorite. Hello, Crazy Cart 5. Thank you. It's awesome having you all here tonight. And so when I paint these marbles, I actually use nail polish. You see the frosted ones have this really unique, almost sea glass effect, but in the right lighting, they glow. Unfortunately, not glow in the dark. I haven't figured that out yet. But they just really pop, especially when you get the bright colors like yellow. So yeah, get your marbles, give them a good buff, because some of them do come dirty. Sometimes there is a oil like residue over the top. You want to buff them, chuck them in the oven at 375, and you leave them in there for half an hour. Once the half an hour is up, you dunk them into an ice bucket and you get the shattered effect. It happens almost instantaneously, but just in case, it's always a good idea to let these sit for about 5 minutes to make sure they really cool down. Now, I did a little bit of experimenting between two different temperature ranges. With this one, we used 375, and with this one, we used 450. Now, in my research, some people crank their oven all the way up to 500 degrees, but most didn't go any higher than 475. I decided I would go no higher than 450 just because when you go to take these marbles out of the oven, the pan is going to be dangerously hot. And you really don't have a whole lot of time to hold on to the tray to dump it into your cold water source. Whether you're using a bucket or a thick rimmed bowl, like a mixing bowl with ice water, you just really do not have enough time to make sure you don't accidentally spill some marbles onto the counter, the floor, or even yourself. So I highly recommend 375 or possibly 400. You can leave them in for as long as you like, although I wouldn't leave them in for too long. Not that I think anything will really happen if you leave them in for too long, but it's really the shock of the cold water that gives you this crackled effect. And as we're going through some of these marbles, you'll notice some of them are not finished, like this one here. You see, as I move my fingers away with the black background, I have a couple layers of a sheer multicolored shimmer just behind it. You can kind of see it a little bit better there. And this is going to allow me to choose different backgrounds. So I flip this around, go to purple, focus. Okay, well, purple's not the best example, but this is the nail polish that I used here. And you see there's already a little bit of a blue shimmer, and then if we were to look at it from another angle, it would also shimmer pink. And so that gives some really cool effects. Hello, little Jazzy. Thank you for coming. It's awesome to have you here. We are taking a look at a craft anybody can do on a budget. I'd like to think that is my specialty. These are dollar store craft marbles and nail polish. Here's the bag. They're also known as glass gems. And if you want to try this technique with colored ones or frosted ones, it is no different. It will work all the same. Okay, let's take a look at this red one. Now, let's see. These frosted ones really do have a unique shine to them. If you know what the sapphire stars are, where you almost have like a crisscross star over a color, you almost get that kind of effect, that kind of a glow with the frosted ones. And it's just, I love these. The frosted ones are most always my favorite. So you can see here, I've glued on, this is known as oh, it's known as a bail, right here, B-A-I-L. And then I use E6000 for the glue. It is a jewelry glue, and it's really good for glass, ceramics, wood, fabric, among other things. Fair warning though, E6000 is on the stinky side. So what I do is I have a little bin that I picked up from the dollar store. Again, a lot of my crafting things come from the dollar store. There's no shame in saying that. Um, and then I just close the lid after gluing something together. And that way it can finish curing inside the bin where it's not going to stink up my room. So let's see. These two I just kind of set aside here. These ones, they're better in person, I think. They're just, the camera's not really doing a good job picking them up. So I'm going to set these ones aside. And this one is just your basic red small flake sparkle. That one's not bad, but I feel like it would make for a better magnet. You can choose to do magnets, or if you find yourself a pack of bales, I got these ones on Amazon, I think for maybe 10 bucks for like 50 of them. And you even get an assortment of shapes and colors. All you need is glue and a chain, and you got yourself some awesome pendants. Here's one of the ones that shattered. And we just put a simple purple behind it. So to tell which one of these would make for a good pendant, other than the color, is whether or not your nail catches on the surface. This one is completely smooth, and there are no imperfections on the surface, but because this is glass, there is always the chance that one of these fracture lines goes above the surface. And then this marble could be hanging on by like only a few spots. And all it would take is just the right amount of pressure at the wrong time. And then next thing you know, your marble breaks in half. I actually have one here as an example. I was so close to gluing a bail onto this one. And when I picked it up, it broke in half. So otherwise, it would have looked like this. Yeah. So while this is a craft that this is a craft that anybody can do, it is a craft that has high heat, the potential for burns, and glass. So I definitely recommend this is a craft for anybody of the age 15 and over who has experience with ovens. And I say that just to cover my own tail because not everybody understands just how hot 375 or 400 degrees really is. It didn't take hardly long at all, with the oven being 425, before I had to let go of the pan that I was holding on to, and I had oven mitts. Okay, and then this one actually has a chip on it, but it looks like the color, looks like the color is just a bit too dark for it. So I was testing out a real shimmery sheer purple. When it comes to the frosted ones, you want to go light and bright. So yeah, I'm gonna set this one aside, and I might just take some nail polish remover and go over that a couple times and try again. Here's another one of the crackle ones. Oh, you see that little flash of rainbow down there? That's pretty. This is also a Q&A video, so if you have any questions about this craft, I will do my best to answer them. If you have any questions for me, I would love to answer some. And yes, this one is all black. And then we've got that super sheer shimmer that I showed earlier. The camera's just not picking it up. But doesn't that look cool? Like, can you imagine this on a chain? Let's see, do I have a chain available? Yes, I do. So even though this one doesn't have a bail, I'm just going to place a chain kind of behind it. Like, there we go. Now we can kind of see what they all would look like. Although I do think it looks better with the bail, a little bit more like a necklace. I'll zoom you guys back out again. Stay. Hold still now. Thank you. Oh, here we go. This was a fun one to do. So in one of my previous live streams, I actually asked my viewers to help me choose some different colors to kind of mix together. And in doing so, we got some really unique results. Some of them more unique than others. So these were actually from the same mix. What we did was we took some nail polish colors, we put a little glob of each color on the back of the marble. Then we sandwiched them together like this. And then we just did a little swirly swirly. And that gave us both of these. I'm sorry if my camera keeps going in and out of focus. It's got to be so annoying. This was one that we did. Oh, that looks cool. That almost looks like a red canyon at night with like a red ringed moon. That is so cool. I feel like this one definitely has to be a pendant. One of my other favorites is this one. This is a regular yellow with a shimmer blue. And I coat the back like this just to make it more uniform. Let's see, can I get any closer? Nope, that's as close as I can get. It makes me think of one of those ink drops. When you take a drop of ink and you drop it in water. That's why I love doing these. Along with how pretty some of them come out. It looks like we have a guest. One moment, please, and thank you. Okay, and I am back. Look at this pretty thing. This is a purple, like an amethyst purple. There we go. This is an amethyst purple, although on camera it's showing up more blue. It is more of a red purple in person. I can't wait to glue a veil onto this one and get it on a chain. It's going to be so gorgeous. Ooh, now this was a fun one. This was a green that is, there we go, a green that is supposed to shimmer brown at different angles, kind of like a copper brown. And I was mostly testing this one out, but I'm really liking it. It's a lot smoother in person. The camera likes to pick up all of these little grainy bits. And the one thing about these marbles is if there are, I'll take this one out. This little pinch line here, this is just where the marble detached from the rest of the assembly line in production. That will show up on every marble unless you bake your marbles. So can't really get away from it. You could do a matte top coat, which I don't have around me, or do I? Here we go. This is what I use when I want to turn a regular clear marble into a frosty marble. I'll let you guys get a good look at this. I don't remember how much I paid for this one. It was on the more expensive side. Expensive being like more than $3, which is as much as I'm willing to spend on nail polish. I'd rather not spend, you know, $5 or $6 a bottle, but how about I do a little demonstration. Let's see, what would be a good one? Let's see. We got this nice fiery orange. Yeah, we'll use that one. Okay, give a little shake. I'll make some room. Oh, you guys want to see the top? There you go, just in case you want to find it for yourselves. And then you'll get to see in real time this go from clear to matte. Although it might take a couple coats as it dries, you guys will at least be able to witness it happen. Okay, so I am opening up the comments. If you guys have any questions for me or any crafts that you would like to see me do, let me know. I'll do my best to answer any questions. This one I did not use the matte top coat on, by the way. It's one of the frosted ones that went into the oven and shattered. It almost looks like a rose, doesn't it? I'm excited to get this one on a bale too. Okay, look at that. I'm going to zoom you guys in. See, the marble is already turning a little frosty. I won't pick it up or move it just yet, though. It's still drying. But it's definitely working. Okay, let's move these two over to the side. Oh, wait, did we look at this one? Focus. Where is the focus? Do we have to... Okay, fine. I guess it doesn't want to see this one. Okay, let's see someone's up top here. Oh my wow, come on. There we go. No. Okay, I guess we're just gonna sit right here for now. Got an awesome key lime pie, colored nail polish, or spring green. This one's gonna look good on a veil. And this one I kind of wanted it to look a little icy. So we've got a pearl white on this one. Oh, and look at that. This one has already lost its shine. Okay, let's bring it up for just a quick little look. And let me grab one for comparison. This is what it used to look like over here on the right. And this is what it looks like now. So we have successfully taken the shine off. And if I was to do a couple more coats, we'd have another frosty pendant. Isn't that cool though? I don't remember if I showed you guys this one, but look at that color shift from a bright blue to that almost sea green. Oh, I love it. What's your guys' favorite color? Maybe I have a pendant and I can show you. I do have a few pinks. Got orange, lots of blues, a few greens. I kind of like this one. It's just super simple. It's like a cornflower blue. Only has one little internal bubble. Everything else about this marble was so incredibly clean. It's just simple and I love it. We got this awesome royal sapphire blue. That's gonna look really good. And this one, what did I do with this one? I think I did a color shift pink to purple with a, oh, it's a blue. That's that cornflower blue. It's trying to pick something up. IRL, it shows up pink when I turn it this way. And then it kind of gives a little bit of a pinky purple over here. I forget what I did with that one. There we go. Just in case you want to find me, I am on Instagram. I do my best to take pictures of everything we have worked on. And currently it is wintertime. I really like this one. You see how small it is? I'll call it, this is compared to one that was in with it. It looks like I captured a cloud. I don't know if a veil will fit on this one. I might see if I can get it wire wrapped. Maybe gold or something. But yeah, I've got more pictures on Instagram. I do spray paintings as well as pour paintings. And you can find my stuff there. This one I might turn into a magnet. If it wasn't for... Okay, you see those center lines right there? Kind of almost looks like a fingerprint, which it's not. I don't really like those, so I think that one's gonna be a marble. A marble. That one's gonna end up being a, oh my wow, magnet. Ooh, and this one turned out really nice. Looks like a cracked sapphire gem, doesn't it? Here's one of the colored ones. I put a like a medium blue, medium sapphire blue nail polish behind it, but the marble itself was green. So I like how that's coming to play like that. Ooh, this is gonna be a fun one. And I am currently working on making a video showing exactly how to produce these crackle marbles. And if you guys are wondering, this one is in fact completely intact. It's just that one spot right here. Makes it look like it's chipped, but it's completely smooth on top. Yeah, I am working on making a video on how to get these cracked marbles. I'll pull it up again for anybody who's just now joining. And I will show the differences between the temperature range of 375 to 450. Although I don't recommend going any higher than 450, I did notice there is, in fact, a difference. A difference in results between both temperatures. With the oven being at 375, most of the time we got these T fractures, where we've got a fracture that goes up across there, and then it comes straight down, almost like a T, or sometimes it will have an X that goes through it. But when it comes to the higher temperature, 475, not 75, 450, we got higher fraction. We got a higher fraction rate. So depending on what kind of style you are wanting, many fractures or few, a range in temperature might aid you in the difference. But like a snowflake, each one is completely unique. This one came out of the 325 range. So it just goes to show you each one is different. And you see that little feather mark right there? Doesn't even show up on these ones. So with the bag of marbles that you get from the dollar store, if they all have a lot of imperfections, I highly recommend chucking them into the oven, heating them up. You're essentially blanching them or shocking them. And then you just paint away and you won't ever see those little feather marks. This one's super cool. I love how it goes between green and blue. Although in person, this is more of like an aqua green. Camera just intensifies it. Got a few more left to go through. Now this one was super cool. I really like how it only fractured up here. This was from the 325 group. And I did not add a top coat, matte top coat to this one. So this is one of the frosted ones. It is, however, a little bit on the grainy side, even for like texture-wise. It is smooth, but like it's grainy. So I'm not sure. I might hold on to that one. Oh yeah, this one turned out really cool. A soft, shimmery baby blue. Now this one will definitely glow once you get it in the sunlight. We've got another green to blue transition. This one's a bit darker though. Is it the same as this one? It's not. Look at that. It almost gives the same color range. But these are different nail polishes. Just don't ask me which ones. I have way too many. Here we go. We finally have our first pinky peach. This kind of makes me think of a carnation. Here's the color on the back. It's more like a shimmer blush, but the frosted marble gives it more of a pink tone. And this one is smaller too. Let me put it on the black background so you guys can see. There you go. That's about as close as it looks in person. I need to do more pink. Oh, here is that same nail polish, but without the frost. Here's the back side of it. I did coat it with a pearlescent white just to see if that would brighten it, but unfortunately it didn't, so no harm there. But this is the same nail polish, believe it or not. Okay, we've got a white crackle. This one definitely gives me sea glass vibes. The frostiness seems to be super duper strong on this one. This is a basic white instead of a shimmer white. So that could be why it's not reflecting as much as the other ones. I'll use this one as a comparison. You see how it has that kind of orb-like glow wherever the light shines through it. This one doesn't have that. Kind of does, but not as strong as the rest. We've got another blue to green. Can you tell which one's my favorite? Okay, we just have a small handful left. Another simple blue. This one actually turned out really well. And it reminds me of this one, which this is one of the first ones I've ever done. Whoops. The dark blues show up really, really well. If you guys have any questions for me, we are entering the last few minutes of this live stream. I'd be more than happy to answer some for you. Could be personal questions that you have for me or any crafts that I've done in the past. If there are any crafts you'd like for me to cover or go over during one of my live streams, just write it down in the comments. And it looks like that cornflower blue. I have two versions. There's the cornflower blue and then there's the purple. Like, it's got more purple than blue in it. Here we go. I guess you could call it maybe periwinkle, this one here, but this one is the cornflower blue. Let's see, did I cover this one? I didn't. Here we go. These two are the same, but with the fractures, it really kind of have to go with a bright, bold color for the fractures. They scatter the light really, really well. This is the one with the green. Only other green one let's see, we have is this one. Although this green was on a blue colored marble, you can kind of see there next to my thumb. We got a little tinting of blue shade right there. And that kind of makes the crackles turn blue, which I like that. Got a copper one here. Turned out really, really nice. Another light blue one. Or I guess maybe it's not light blue. Look at that transition. Maybe I just put a light blue behind it. Some of these look better in person than they do on camera. Now let's see here. We've got one last one. I think you guys are really gonna like it. So this marble was a blue-based marble. Let me pull one out for reference. So it's just a clear marble, but it's blue. You can find them in green, red, or yellow. So I took an ordinary blue marble, chucked it in the oven, did the ice bath, and I decided to paint red behind it. Now look at this. So those fractures, those crackle fractures, of course, my phone is washing them out. In person, they're blue. The same color as that marble. There, whoops, there we go. So this blue that you're seeing right here on screen, this is what those fractures are colored as. I just thought this was the neatest one. I'll do my best to get some videos, not videos, some pictures. But my phone really likes to autocorrect. And it's just a pain in the butt. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out so you guys can see all of the marbles we've turned over during today's live stream. Let's just get them all into one spot. Here we go. Okay, zooming you out. And this one. Up we go. So, did you guys end up having a favorite marble that we went over? Did you see your favorite color? If I had to choose a few, not just one, I can't, don't ever ask me to choose just one. My favorites are these ones. And we've got this one. And gotta add one of the blue to greens in there too. Whoops. There we go. These ones have to be my favorites. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with me this evening. It's really awesome to have you guys chit-chatting in the comments. I will always do my best to answer any questions you guys have or just chit-chat with you in general. You can find me on Instagram at Savvy Craftings. I go live here on YouTube typically every Monday at 2 o'clock. That might be changing, however. check out my Instagram account where you can keep up to date with what I'm doing, what we're doing, and any prompts for future live streams. I will see you guys possibly next Monday. Bye for now.